Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So as you guys know, most of the stuff we do on the channel is truck related. However, recently I picked up a daily so that way I can commute to and from work. Changed up my normal job, and for a while now we've actually had a Hyundai Tucson. There'll be videos of that to follow. And when it came down to checking out vehicles and deciding what I was going to get, I drove them all. I checked them all out, and again, money's important, and we've had really good luck with Kias in the past. Really been enjoying the Tucson. Mother-in-law went out and bought a Tucson also. She's been enjoying that, and so far so good. Well, one thing's for sure, I wanted something that at least looked like it could be a truck or a car that anybody would want to drive, not necessarily tailored or have body lines that were more, I guess, I wanted something that was just kind of like neutral or masculine versus a more feminine vehicle. Now, a lot of these vehicles are tailored to people that need second and third row, but you know, having had a Telluride, having had a vehicle that had the 3 rows, we don't need that now. However, this car did. This is the 2023 Kia Sorento. I am 1 month into my ownership. It is in the Aruba green. We'll go over the window sticker here in just a second. It is an X-Line EX, all-wheel drive. So when you get the X-Line, you have more matte pieces on the vehicle, matte instead of gloss. There are still some gloss, so gloss here, but then this would be matte instead of that. You do get a lot of more features with the X-Line. You get a little bit extra ground clearance. You get a matte colored wheel. You get a higher roof rack, which I won't use. You also step up in the EX to the 2.5 turbo. Now, for the price point, the turbo for me was the way to go. You can get a hybrid 1.6 turbo, and that is a good little engine. I had that in my Seltos a while back, and my wife has the 2.5 standard output, naturally aspirated one in her Tucson. Now this one, being the turbo, it does have a little bit more power, well, quite a bit, almost 100 horsepower, lots more torque, and then it does have a dual clutch. Now I've talked before about dual clutches. My Seltos had a dual clutch, and it was a fairly new one to Kia, and Kia has. Now, I've said before that, again, I don't necessarily care much for dual clutch transmissions. However, like I said, I think Kia has got this one finally kinked and worked out. It's very smooth, very linear. One thing with the dual clutch is if you're going to use the auto shut off, auto turn on for like stop and go traffic, and you were in like a rolling stance and you came to stop, say in a parking lot, and somebody walks out the front door in front of you like they always do, sometimes the transmission can get confused. It did in my Seltos. It's not going to cause damage, but it is frustrating because it almost feels like it's not going to go. But in this circumstance, I just shut this thing off. I just shut it off unless I'm actually stuck in traffic. So that way it doesn't shut off. It doesn't really make a huge difference in fuel economy. So I would suggest just turning that off. I've had 0 issues with it. Now, the Kia Sorento basically kind of falls into a mid-size SUV segment that kind of is the likes of, say, a Jeep Cherokee, Toyota Highlander, Honda Passport, and everything like that. Now, the numbers are very similar in cargo room and everything like that. Now, some of those vehicles aren't going to offer a third row. Again, that's not an important feature to me, but in the event you do need it, it is kind of nice. But behind this back row, you actually get about, if I remember right, it's about 12.5 cubic feet of space, so basically 13 cubic feet. If I lay down the second row here, lay this first row down, that I basically get 39 cubic feet, and if I lay them all down, I'm right around that 76 cubic feet mark. Now that's comparable to all the other ones, but what I have found out is there's plenty of room to stack up 2 or 3 pieces of carry-on luggage behind even the third row bang up, and so for me, I think that's pretty fair. And then with the second row or the third row down, folded down, you know, it's very, very nice. Now, depending on the trim level you get, you might have some automatic fold features. You might have a different, more swag. Again, you're talking about a Toyota Highlander equipped like this truck. You're talking 46 to 49,000 if you can even get your hands on one. Honda, same thing. And you might be saying, well, Toyota reliability, Honda reliability, resaleability. Well, again, if you're worried about that, again, you're not paying as much, so you won't get as much, but you will not get out of those other manufacturers as good as warranty. So pardon the mess here, but I am 1,000 miles in, 1 month in, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys how it is. So super simple to fold the seat. One thing that some of the other manufacturers went away from, you don't even get a storage bin back here. This thing's got tons of storage, still got plenty of room in there. My emergency shovel. It does have a spare underneath. Keep all my stuff there. Now that's with the third row down, and there's with the second row flip down with the buttons over here. Now this trim level does get that button, but to flip it down, but I really could care less if it had it. It's fine that it does. Not a huge selling point for me. You get charge points back here for the kiddos, plenty of cup holders, plenty of storage. You can buy a cargo net for these latches. You can buy all kinds of different accessories like a cargo cover here if you want to cover up stuff for hauling Christmas and everything like that. Now these seats down, I can lay down in here and sleep in here if I needed to, like if I wanted to take the vehicle camping. EX trim does get the power folding, or sorry, smart lift gate, if you will. And then if we close this, it does get a unique fascia back here, being the X-Line, just a little bit more, I guess, body cladding-esque and more off-roading. I do appreciate how Kia got rid of the wiper on the back glass. Hyundai does put their symbol here. And if you don't like the look of the Sorento, luckily for you, they have a sister vehicle, the Santa Fe. So the way Kia and Hyundai do it is they don't make them exactly the same, kind of like GMC and Chevy. They're so similar you almost wouldn't know in most trims what you're really in unless you look at the steering wheel, the wheels, or the grille, because they're almost identical. Now, if you don't like the look of the Sorento, you can go look at the Santa Fe. If you don't like the Sport, you can go look at the Tucson, so on and so forth. Versus other manufacturers, they don't really have that sister car. And because Hyundai and Kia twist those a little bit differently, like the interior tweaks and the exterior, I think you really find a vehicle that suits your need. Now, again, like what I said before, you're not going to get a warranty half as good as this. Even on the hybrids, Kia makes an excellent warranty of like 10 years and 100,000 miles on the batteries. So I think that's fantastic. I didn't go with the hybrid in this one because I drove them all, and this one had that look that had a little bit more swagger to it. They all look good, but the hybrid actually just looks a little bit more minivan-esque because of the wheels and the styles and everything like that. But I'm sure they'll catch up. Kia's good about listening to their consumers and what they want or need. So with this vehicle, again, being in a price point that's lowest than anybody else in the market for a 3-row, this gives you the opportunity to get into one, especially if you're even more budget friendly. That 2.5 with 181 horsepower, I think we had a trip that got like 35 miles to the gallon on the highway. And so good fuel economy, plenty of power. Is it going to be a race car? No. Get a Kia Stinger if you want a Kia and need it to be a race car. But at the end of the day, for a nice family hauler, you got it. You don't get the sunroof, you'll have more headroom here and everything like that. Now, I'm currently sitting in the second row. I am 6'2". I have the front seat set for me. Let's take a look. So there's plenty of room here for me to sit here. Again, most people don't sit with their tilt as much as I do, but decent leg room here. Got plenty of storage, tons of cup holders, tons of door storage, 2 different kinds of pockets for kids. The back is plastic, so if the kiddos are wiping stuff on there, no sweat there. We got nice heating ports here, and the quality of the interior feeling and everything is really good. 12-volt USB, and then you do have like little side pockets here for the kiddos. So if they have like a small phone or something they like to play on or watch movies on, you got a little pass-through here, which I like. And then I do like how Kia still puts an extra charge port there. So, I mean, there's no reason why. I think just in this back area, there's 5 different charge points for people to charge their stuff. And if you wanted to put something in there to change the 12-volt to a USB-C or something, you definitely could. We have good headroom in here. Again, we have lighting. I mean, it's really nice. Let me get back in the back seat. And now that I'm in the third row, a lot of people say this is going to be relegated to a kiddo or a short person. Definitely is. But it's not unreasonable. When I was a kid, I pretty much had to do the split sitting in the back of my dad's extended cab pickup as we went all over the place. I mean, that's just kind of how life is. Now we have more room, more luxury. So now you get in there and say, well, it's just really tight back there.
Well, remember when we sat on the little boat seats in a Ford Ranger or a S10, you sat on the side, and I'm not even sure how that was legal, you know, and then we had the plastic seats in the back of a Subaru Brat. Times have changed, but being 6'2", let's take a look at how the seat sits back here. All right, so I'm not sitting the splits. I left this side down, again, just so you can see the tie down points, charge points, and everything like that. Again, this is a nice place. The kiddo actually likes climbing back here, so I leave this sat up most of the time. But, you know, I like how Kia puts a little grab handle here, so when you're getting in, you can get in. But, I mean, my feet are sitting flat. You know, there's enough room to put in here. You're not going to be able to put your feet underneath the seat. But I was able to actually climb back here. I'm not Captain Agile like I used to be, but, you know, I can fit back here. For getting out purposes, Kia puts a button here and on the side, so super easy to get out of there. And again, would I want to sit back here the whole time? I don't know. I mean, you could stretch out. If I had to, I could sit back here. I mean, if somebody needed more comfort or they needed to be able to get in and out better, then I would definitely look at that. Ease of access is plenty good for especially my age, you know, mid-40s, young people. We can easily get in and out of the vehicle pretty good. And again, with this one side down in the third row and using this, it gives people opportunities in the middle row to move the seat up a little bit, give everybody just a little bit more leg room back here, and then the luggage can sit right here. Plenty of lighting. We have a roof sensor here for leaving your dog or kid in the car. We have plenty of seat belts back here and plenty of window space, so that way nobody in the third row is going to get nauseous or sick. All right, so push that button, kicks it out. We're going to get out and get out the front way. I can easily reach the handle here, right here on the door. And then one thing I do appreciate is these doors actually stay open no matter how much you tip them out. There's been other vehicles that the doors don't seem to want to stay open on any incline. So we do have a little bit of grade here in the driveway, and so it's a little bit tighter. All right, once out, there's plenty of room to step through here. You can put this back. It doesn't necessarily remember where it was sat, so you're going to need to adjust that. Again, here's just an open view out of the dark. Again, stuff has good spring-loaded tension here for your kiddos and their water bottles and stuff like that. It does really well. All right, now that we're back out here, this is how you're going to enter. You're going to push to lock it, push to unlock it. You can set it to unlock one or both. And then they actually put a little light inside these handles. Kia does, so when you walk up, the lights turn on, that lights up. It's just kind of nice so you see where the handle's at. All right, being the EX, it doesn't come with the Bose or anything like that. This stock stereo system is really good. I mean, in comparison to another stock system, we do have a 10 power system or seat here, which I like. All right, so climbing in, you do get a kind of little welcome sound. You can turn that off if you don't like that stuff. Again, Kia's done real well with their safety tech. And we'll go over the window sticker here at the end of this video so you can kind of see. But the dealer actually gave me $3,000 off of this vehicle, which is pretty awesome. I'll give a shout out to them. It was Tom up at Fort Collins Kia. I told them what another dealer had done. Not that the dealer was bad, but they ended up selling a car and then trying to switch me to a different one. I didn't like it. And then they had no interest in showing me anything else. So at the end of the day, called him up, told him about the deal. They made it right. And so here we are. We're in this one. And I really wanted the Aruba green. I like this green. I think it's a good color. And it's not overdone out there. So it's very, very cool. But inside here, tons of soft stuff. I mean, in this vehicle, you get soft touch visors. You know, in the Tucson, these, even in the up trim one, they're like a hard vinyl plastic. Again, it's going to be trim specific, but almost all the safety tech that you're going to get, except for like highway adaptive cruise and stuff like that, you'll be able to see on the window sticker what's added. But for the stock stuff like blind alert, that's in here. We have the rear park back assist, which I like in every vehicle and everything like that. Let's fire this up. So all of them are going to be push button start. I like the analog gauges that split here in the middle. Now with the turbo, I'm averaging in town about 25 miles to gallon. That's right up there with the EPA, as I was saying, somewhere between 22 city and 29 highway. Have got as good as 32 on the highway, and that's just staying out of the turbo. Again, I'm going to break down videos on everything else, but again, we have a really nice system here, and it's always going to come back to the screen, just keeping it kind of simple. But if we click on the map, You can change your map colors, and again, I'll do separate videos on how everything's ran. And just so when this is booting up, it's collecting a lot of data, location, XM, everything like that. So give it just a second before it pops up. You can change all of these icons out. Some people say they like hard feel buttons like this right here versus these haptic buttons right here. I have no problems with these. Whatever Kia is making their piano black out of, it doesn't scratch very bad or easily, so I like that. One of the bonus features is, back in the day, they used to have like a vent down here on the bottom of the steering wheel to cool the inside of your legs. Kia puts these little things on here on both sides. Awesome. They're really awesome. They put just enough heat or cooling through there that it's really nice. We look down here. The wireless charging is big enough for an OtterBox and an S21 Ultra, so that's very cool. Tons of charge points and just lots of little cubbies. And this is one thing, when I was neck to neck on getting a Subaru Outback, and it literally had 2 cup holders and a small little bay up here, and my phone in my OtterBox fits without the wireless charging, but just not enough extra little play areas to put junk. And this has tons right here. You get a little storage bin underneath here. Really like that. It is just nice. And you cruise over here, you get a lit glove box and a nice owner's manual, which a lot of them don't have that. Surprising enough, 1, lit, and 2, you don't even get an owner's manual now, or even a cover for your manual. You just get it in a bag. So really nice there. Cruise up here. This is what your system's going to look like. It does have the newest Kia Connect stuff on here. It's fantastic, guys. The voice recognition works excellent versus like Toyota and Honda that I drove, and even sometimes Subaru in the older days. I mean, it's just not as intuitive. This is very, very nice. We got auto high beams. We have this thing remembers your modes now. So if we look up here and I change modes, it'll pop over here: comfort, sport, smart. Smart's an adaptive type system, whether it basically kind of figures out your driving habits. Eco is what I always use it in. Then there is snow. For me, I don't really drive anything but eco, and then you'll see those drive modes pop up over there. Heated seats. Again, what you're getting in this downhill descent, cameras, which the cameras have always been really good on Kia. It doesn't have the 360, but it does have dynamic lines. There is your rear park assist radar stuff. Very easy to run, very intuitive. When you go out of this system and you turn it off, it's always going to go back to that gray, that like purpley screen, I guess, if you will. And it's a nice looking, but these are your actual rural streets over here, so you always kind of have a map up. You have your weather up. It gives you a lot of stuff, guys, for the money. And now that I'm 1,000 miles in, 1 month in, I do drive a lot. This car is exceptionally comfortable, very quiet, even though it has 20s on it. It's just a nice car to be in, and for the price point, you cannot beat it. Right now, Kia has probably some of the best rates if you can get the Kia in-house financing. You know, they're in the 3s and the 4%, which is fantastic. And again, this is feels and looks like an up-trim vehicle without the cost. And I know people say, well, you know what, this manufacturer has decided they're going to warranty their cars. They've been doing this for years. The best warranty on the market, period. Well, if you're going to sell a piece of crap, why would you want to warranty it? Because it's always in the shop. Well, I've known plenty of people with Kias and Hyundais, and they're not what they were back in, say, 2005 or whatever. So very, very good cars. Matter of fact, Kia and Hyundai in Car and Driver and JD Power and everything like that hold 5 of the 10 top positions for SUVs. So between the Sorento, the actual Tucson, the Santa Fe, the Telluride, the Palisade, and if I didn't say the Sportage, these are all in the top 10, pushing everybody else down. The Toyota Highlander is like 13 or 14. I'm telling you, they just don't feel as robust and nice as, say, this Kia is. Now, let's go in and take a look at the window sticker. All right, guys, so here is the window sticker. And for $41,365, that's with destination, you get these standard features when you're getting an X-Line EX. Now, if you just get like an S or a regular line of the vehicle, you probably won't get the 2.5 turbo. You'll get the standard one, but this is standard equipment. We'll go over here in a second to the
actual additions on here. So you're going to get an 8-speed automatic, which we have that in our Tucson, very good. But you're going to get forward collision avoidance, pedestrian, blind spot collision, rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, lane following assist, driver attention warning, safety exit assist, and parking distance warning. Now, most manufacturers, they want you to pay for all of these assist things, but this safe exit assist, actually, if the vehicle knows the back door's been open or door's been open and it's turned on inside the vehicle, which again, I will do videos on those, that'll prevent, if it senses a vehicle coming up, from the door being open. So if kiddos like jumping out or whatever, it's just another extra thing. We got all the airbags and everything. Standard is the 10.25 touchscreen. Everything but the base gets this. You get a year of Kia Connect for free, which is like the app stuff. Sirius for 3 months. Rear view camera, dynamic lines. You get the dual automatic climate control, smart key, wireless charger, standard, power adjustable driver seat, the Syntex seating materials, which is fine. You get the one-touch slide on the sunroof. And then let's see here. Standard wheels are the 18s. Right there's the excellent warranty. 560, that's the best in the industry too. So that's your comprehensive or your bumper to bumper, as they call it, covered. We cruise over here, and here's the 2.5 turbo, so 281 and 311. Dual clutch, electronic parking brake with auto hold, 20-inch wheels, panoramic sunroof, smart power liftgate, LED fog lamps, power adjustable front passenger seat, second row captains, LED lighting in the interior. That's not ambient lighting. That's your actual like dome lights. Forward collision avoidance assist, cyclist and junction. That's another fantastic thing. So if you're in an intersection, you have your blinker on and you don't see the car coming, you try and go, it will prevent you from doing that. Nav, smart cruise control, that basically dictates your speed based on what the navigation believes the speed is, which is good. Highway driving assist, which manipulates speed control up and down. And then our whopping auto dimming mirror home link. Now, that's a lot of stuff for $41,000 as far as I'm concerned in the world today in the scheme of vehicle purchases. The vehicle's been very, very good, and it's been a joy to drive. I anticipate no issues with it. Kia's always been really good about taking care of any of the issues that we do have. If they do arise, we really haven't had anything like that. Now, if you're looking to tow with this, if you get the turbo, you get 3,500 pounds of towing. I would never tow with this, but this one will do that. If you get the standard 2.5, it's only 2,000 pounds. Again, this car is not for towing. Go out and get a pickup or a larger SUV for that. But for people that are out there, guys, gals, older folks, people are looking for a lot of safety tech, good comfort, decent fuel economy, room to put people in it, room to haul gear, your pups, whatever, even just go camping out the back of this thing. This little car does it. It's really fun, and I think it fits just about any different person that would be out there looking for a larger SUV with maybe a third row in it, over say like a compact, and you need some extra ground clearance. This would definitely be doing it. Again, it's not your off-roader. None of the Sorentos are going to be off-road vehicles, anything like that. Now, guys, if you'll just look down the corner, smash the subscribe button, give me a like, and like I said, I will put all this information we just talked about in there. And then that way, if you have one of these or thinking about it and you want to see specific videos on how certain things are ran or set up in the vehicle, I'll be more than glad to do those videos. You can always just comment in the comment section, or if you subscribe and you'll get the notifications when I do post new information on that. Pretty soon we will do a Tucson like side by side, because again, if you don't need the third row and you want to go even cheaper, you can get a heck of a nice Tucson for even less money. So I appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you on the next one.